think.
Howdy.
Oh.
I'm here
We'll
to
chat
show
later.
you some awesome stuff. Check this out. Check this out. Look at that. Lords of Iron,
Ooh.
which looks a little blue in this light for whatever reason, but it's actually not that blue. But you know, for 69 cents, like I'm really happy with like the print quality on these. I think they're not bad. You know, like, and in terms of the interior color, it looks weird, goofy in this light, but the color came out really pretty, and I think richer than like Greco and stuff was using the web press, because this is offset print as opposed to web press, and it just looks nice. Of course, you got to order them by the thousands, but still, I think this is gonna turn some heads.
I love that color by the way.
I love this cover too. I sold one of these prints in Philadelphia. I sold another one, so I've already sold 2 prints of Thora, and I love Thora. She's hot. She's very subversive. Anyway, what can I say? All right, so we have some scripts. We also have a Molby. Good evening, Molby. How are you, sir?
I'm all right, man. How you doing? How was the convention, man?
It was pretty good. I enjoyed Philly. You know, I didn't expect to, because I'm a Texan, and you know,
Sure.
whatever. But you know, look, I showed up, and it has this nice river that runs through it, and you know, like going to the
polluted Delaware River.
I mean,
yeah, you gotta tell Preston to stop being Eastism, man.
I don't know.
To stop having Eastism.
I don't know why everybody's got a bag on the polluted Delaware River, but all right. So yeah, so it's got.
I'm from Philadelphia, dude.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
that's right.
Yeah, I grew up in Philadelphia.
Okay, all right.
Wait, did you even try the cheesesteak?
It was a shithole 20 years ago when I lived there, and it's worse, more of a shithole now.
Okay, so, well, I liked it there. I mean, I would not want to live there.
No, I would not either. There's a reason why I don't live there now.
Yeah, but you know, it has
the man who lives in Florida.
I mean, Florida.
I'd much rather be in Florida than in Philadelphia.
I think I'd rather be in Florida than Philadelphia.
I mean, honestly, if it's south of the Canadian border, I don't even know how far away it is.
Sir, you know, y'all speaking ill of Benjamin Franklin's
there you go.
hometown. You know that this is un-American. You know, I expect this from.
I'm a fan of Franklin. I am not a fan of what.
Okay, let's just folded all about the Benjamins joke there. And
there you
go. Let's just say that when Franklin made his famous words of "I have given you a republic if you can keep it," Pennsylvania and Philadelphia didn't do a very good job of keeping it, and I'll leave it at that.
No, they did not.
Sir, you stop.
That's gonna happen, you know.
But Preston, did you try the cheesesteak while you were there, man?
I never understood the appeal. I'm like, who gives a shit? It's steak and it's cheese. Why should that matter?
Apparently, the dirtier and the greasier the place is, the better the cheesesteak.
Whatever. it's all dumb.
I do understand that.
I don't like cheesesteaks either. So,
John, what type of ambassador for Philly are you, man?
I don't like cheesesteaks, and I do not like Philadelphia sports teams. So,
oh my God, he's been infected, man.
I know. I'm like, I'm sure Philly doesn't miss me.
I think John probably would urinate on that famous Rocky statue, man.
I saw the famous Rocky statue as I drove by it. I'm like, cool. And it wasn't until that moment that I realized that Rocky Balboa has a Philly accent, or at least is attempting to do a Philly accent. So I was like, okay, there we go. You know, I'm looking through the lettering, Danny. The lettering looks okay, but yeah, I don't think we need a second bubble on a Rosh Kagal. So.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Hence, running that by you just to make sure you had the the same idea as I did as to what to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a lot of scripts, and that's cool. We got a script from Danny. Let's see, and we got
no Larry tonight.
No Larry tonight. Well, we have Danny. I mean, how many Canadians do we need? And we got
all the Canadians.
That's true. That's true.
There are not enough Canadians.
Man,
That's really the problem with this show.
You need more than one Canadian to keep the peace, man. You know, the Canadians are calm, neutral, warm-hearted, kind-hearted people. Man.
So, but I'm seeing a script from Danny. I'm seeing a script from John. Moby, you're here, so I assume there's a script for you. Is there? Superman inspired series. Okay, yes. Let's. You know what? Let's take a look there. Now, first off, I gotta say,
I think Mario had a script too. I don't know if he's going to make it tonight, but I think he had posted one for last week, and then there was no stream.
Okay,
that sounds about right. I recall seeing some sort of Moldy Drama Llama Ding Dong content up on the Discord.
Mario, not Molby.
Yeah.
Mario's the guy that's doing the cyberpunk
okay, never mind.
thing.
That's a different
there is that. I do see that script, the Chromatic Beetle guys.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited about that. That's going to be some new pages, isn't it?
That is going to be some new pages, yes.
Yay.
Oh, good. He's not rewriting the same ones over and over again.
Well, you know,
that's how they get better.
Like he took all of our notes to heart. Like that last submission he had was so good.
Right.
You know what? I think I might have missed that stream.
It was really good. Like he basically took all the notes. It came out really, really solid.
I mean,
awesome.
Yeah.
There's really a simple truth about showing up, and that's your writing gets better. Well,
I mean, this is the old adage that writing is rewriting.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you're
that
writing
is true.
Oh yeah, you would skip issue 1. You know, to me, we wrapped that one up. You would want to go to issue 2. You know.
And you put that in the same PDF. Why?
Yeah. You would just scroll down. It's on the same.
I would just
because it's Moby. That's why.
Okay.
No. Well, they're short. No, they're short pages. You know, 8 pages an issue. So
you're right. It's Moby. You don't need it through.
Okay.
No, you don't need that much. 8 pages an issue. You know.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, if it's in the same PDF, are you really trying to do 8-issue comics? Or
I don't
No, 8 pages an issue.
Okay, here we are. Spectacular Man number 2. Who's narrating for us?
We would need a brave Canadian voice. You know, the sound of the maple trees rolling through the wind.
Let's go. Okay, panel 1. Modern day, broad daylight, city of Houston, Texas. A little boy chases a bouncing ball towards incoming traffic.
See, well, first off, I love the opening sentence. Good job.
Panel 2, biggest panel. Spectacular man, undescribed. Holds a man with his right index finger and the little boy with his left index finger in the middle of the street. Everything held by his index finger sparkles as we can see the mother as she runs towards him. Caption. Spectacular time, just in time as a hero should. Something good. I don't know. Should save those in need. There we go. Panel number 3. Spectacular Man stands beside the mother as she holds her child, who holds Spectacular Man's index finger. As some people take photos, and he is in his iconic pose. Left hand with his index finger faces the sky.
This guy's big on index fingers.
Right hand pointing towards the cameras and phones, taking photos of him.
I am so grateful you're all right, little guy.
He really likes you, don't you, Edwin?
Page 2. Panel 1. Spectacular Man stands on the edge of a 5-story building beside a building. Chubby, suicidal black man.
How do we know he's suicidal? How are we supposed to draw that?
That's the illustrator's problem.
Okay, fine. I want him really suicidal. I can imagine you getting the page, returning with a note, more suicide.
It's a Moldy script. Can someone actually draw this by reading it is not a question to be asked at this stage of Moldy script writing.
Show some respect to an American.
Okay. Suicidal Man, the arch nemesis of Spectacular Man, says, Spectacular Man, you're a superhero. You wake up and are just embraced, praised. Well, I just find myself walking forward with a desire to see tomorrow. If you're here to stop me, you're delaying the inevitable and denying me an end to my worthless existence.
Well, John, you be Spectacular Man. I thought
I thought Preston was being spectacular. Okay, yeah. I am simply here to listen.
I felt like Suicidal Man was actually Step Up, so I want to play Suicidal Man. The black. Okay. Go ahead.
The black suicidal man is looking down below where the police and many people are below, besides Spectacular Man, who is looking along with him.
As he looked down, I stared with him, found myself with a sense of fear that I could not express. Yet I knew the right course of action was to be beside him.
Okay. Panel 3, the black suicidal man is looking at Spectacular Man with tears flowing down his eyes, as Spectacular Man with a huge smile and tears flowing down his eyes.
You appear to have questions for me. No need to conceal your thoughts. Go on. I'll gladly listen, and if needed, reply with utmost sincerity.
That is a line a person would say.
That is a line a Spectacular Man will say.
I'll take
I
it.
live an existence of emptiness. Every second that passes, I find myself drawn further towards the abyss. Spectacular Man, tell me, did you find yourself ever afraid of anything?
Panel 4, Spectacular Man in his iconic pose stares the suicidal man in the eye, his fingers pointed toward the sky.
Moby, but your writing is much cleaner. It still needs a little bit of work, but it's better. So, good job. Spectacular Man.
Yes. I find myself with all this power, knowing that I'll be fine no matter the threat. Though more than a day moments will arrive where I cannot save those in need of my aid. Even so, I will not kneel and find myself surrendering, for no man is falling.
Panel 5. Spectacular Man is now seated beside the edge of the building, eats Chinese food with chopsticks as he drinks.
I hope
How
it's not
many
alcohol,
hands?
because that's not what you want to give a suicidal man standing on the edge of a building.
How
Is
many
alcohol.
arms
I'll
does
give him
Spectacular
alcohol.
Man
Don't
have?
you want a beer, dude? You know, I haven't enjoyed a meal in a long time, brother.
Sometimes it's not the meal, but splendid company and a vibe.
True.
Ooh, I like. Is this going to be a Pride script? I'm like getting vibes here.
I mean, this is definitely reading as BL.
Oh yeah,
What is BL?
Boys Love.
boy love.
Huh. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Page number 3,
I learned something new today. All right.
panel number 1. A close-up of a man in a suit covered with skeleton bowed autonomy. I don't think that's how you spell anatomy.
That's supposed to be anatomy.
It's supposed to be anatomy, yeah.
Damn, man.
Wearing a
Every once in a
demonic
while, man.
devil mask called Oni Devil Mason on the screen of a monitor billboard attached to a building in the middle of the city of Houston, Texas. Are looking
As opposed
towards-
to Houston, Kansas.
There you go. All right. On Devil Mason, citizens of Houston, you know, I'm curious why you chose Houston. You no longer look up to the accomplishments of your fellow man. Rather, you
Philadelphia.
Rather, you devalue it by worshiping Spectacular Man, who disturbs the anatomy of chaos that once flowed so freely.
Panel 2. A bomb explodes on a train track as the train heads towards it. The track is far above the Houston city streets.
The tracks that lead you forward shall be shattered.
Okay. Panel 3. A plane falls towards the city below. Is that city also Houston, Texas?
Yes. From the sky, the flight shall fall to crash as despair.
Panel number 4. Now back to the billboard monitor. Oni Devil with a switch in his hand. With a switch in hand as he points towards the screen as citizens watch in fear.
In my hand, a switch to further this tale, Spectacular Man, of how you shall have to choose who survives and who perishes, for no way may you save them all.
Panel 5. A close-up of Oni Devil as he presses the switch. Then a panel of explosions as they go off on buildings.
Uh-oh. The shit's blowing up.
Shit's blowing up. Page 4.
Shit's hitting the fan.
Panel 1. Spectacular Man flies towards the airplane as it falls from beside the windshield as a child waves at him with a smile.
Where'd he go?
Panel 2. Spectacular Man holds the plane above him with his right index finger as it's pointed towards the sky. Sparkles surround the plane as Spectacular Man stares towards the city below. Panel number 3. Still, as he holds the plane above his index finger, Spectacular Man flies towards the train as it heads towards the destroyed tracks. Page 5. Panel 1.
Wait. Did we miss panel 4?
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Panel number 4. Front view still as he holds the plane above his index finger. Spectacular Man stops the train with his left index finger as he touches the front of the train, lifts it above the tracks. The train perfectly aligned. Surrounded by sparkles as the plane, as he flies over the shattered missing train tracks.
So awesome.
He's spectacular.
Evidently.
I mean, look, I just want to say, I wanted to find out a little bit more about Suicidal Man, but we seem to have left him behind. Oh,
I want to read a book about Suicidal Man. He sounds like a great hero.
he
It's supposed to be from Canada, sir. Where's the happiness?
Yeah, it's called Sarcasm.
Right,
We
look,
have it.
I know you've invested art in Spectacular Man, but I think there's more market potential in Suicidal Man.
This guy, man, sir.
Um,
Rested, man. I thought Texans were more looking forward to tomorrow, man.
We are, but Suicidal Man, he sounds cool.
Honestly, I think all of this stuff that, with Spectacular Man using his fingers and sparkles,
Yeah.
he needs a rainbow cape.
He
really
kind of does. He does.
No, I forget well, it ain't sparkle. I forget what they call it. Is it glimmering or something? I forget what.
That's it. Still rainbow cape.
I forget that. But basically, the hero's so strong, man. He never uses anything more than his index finger. He's too powerful, to use his fist with.
this is page 5, and if you really wanted to explain that, you should have said it.
Nah. You gotta show and tell.
Man.
There's show don't tell, baby.
Sure. Speaking of which, let us see what we show.
Let's see it.
Page 5, panel 1. Spectacular Man uses his spectacular star vision as he hovers over the burning buildings, basically a star-shaped retro-style vision, as it hits the building with an effect that sees the fires end.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. I'm just reading the words in front of me.
All right, fine.
Panel 2. Spectacular Man holds onto the ceiling, shattering over the family of people who is beneath him, surrounding the ceiling as he holds it. You start writing haiku.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Panel number 3. Spectacular Man holds onto the ceiling, shattering over the family of people.
I feel like you reuse that line.
Sparkles surrounded the ceiling as he holds it.
All right, so panel 2 and panel 3 are the same, by the way. Kid, Spectacular Man.
Here to help, little Johnny.
He knows my name. 4. Spectacular Man holds on to a family. As he descends
with his index fingers.
As many firefighters, we see police attempt to put out the many burning buildings.
Yes.
Police don't usually put out burning buildings.
No, and there are firefighters in the scene. I'm very confused.
Yes.
It's not my problem. It's the illustrator's problem. That is the reader's problem. Ultimately, it's Moldy's problem. And if he can't tell the difference between a police person and a fire person, then that's not my problem.
All right. Page 6.
Page 6, panel 1. Spectacular Man hovers before Oni Devil Mason.
Hell yeah.
Stands above a shipping container on top of a large shipping container ship. Weirdly, I'm okay with shipping container ship.
I kind of am too. All right.
Oni Devil Mason, all that destruction and taking of lives for my attention. You truly lack a heart.
What deserves to slip out of eye breathing?
That's up to the court system. And your doctor. You might want to see your doctor about it.
Panel 2. Oni Devil Mason has his back turned towards Spectacular Man, who walks towards him.
My back is turned. Prove whether you're still too cowardice to end me, Or have you summoned? See, Oni Devilman is suicidal, man. I love it. Or have you summoned the courage to prove just how much you seek to dictate the fate of those who do not bow to your will?
I am going to show you my index finger with sparkles. And to your back.
He says, read the line.
Oh, wait. I never opened my eyes with my heart casted by the need to harm another. I still see a glimmer of chance to find morals from you.
Panel 3, the mouth of a giant walrus with a large tusk devours spectacular man.
See, I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. So, good job.
I mean, did the walrus fall off of a treetop?
Look.
Because I already wrote that story.
Maybe Suicidal Man is the walrus.
I am completely cool with that.
Choo-choo.
There we go.
Panel 4, Oni Devil Mason claps as he stares at the giant walrus that has swallowed up Spectacular Man whole. Half of its body still leads on the ship.
Spectacular Man, you would think with how successful the capes are in trash fire cinema blockbusters, you would have known that a back turned by one against your brand of justice only means your demise is at hand.
Okay.
So much for the title of the walking universe.
Panel whatever. Oni Devil Mason is in panel number 5.
Yeah.
Oni Devil Mason is in shock as the giant walrus has its mouth opened by a single index finger of Spectacular Man. As he points towards Oni Devil Mason with his free hand, the tusk of the giant walrus flies right out of the panel, one even towards Oni Devil Mason.
He swallowed you whole.
Nothing can stomach the walking universe.
Oh, shit.
I'm okay with that line.
There you go.
Page 7, panel 1. Oni Devil Mason is in cuffs as the police place him in the police cruiser.
Yes.
They should place him in the fire truck, I think. While Spectacular Man shakes the hand of the police chief.
There you go. Mighty good work as usual. And did you hit a seafood joint before you dropped him off?
Well, you could say I was almost seafood.
If you say so, big fella.
Panel 2. Spectacular Man carries a casket along with citizens and police towards the funeral grounds.
The moment, at least, shown during the superhero flicks, when when those you're unable to save must be placed to rest.
There we go.
It has been said that with great power comes great responsibility. Trademark. Though rarely said, with great power comes knowing you shall be left standing as those without such power fall. Yeah, you might have a trademark issue with that line.
With great power comes knowing you shall be. So with great power comes the knowledge that you're just better than other people. I feel like that should be the line. It should be just like, with great power comes the knowledge that you're just better than other people.
Preston, you're feeding the CG narrative that you're an elitist.
That's what he said. With great power comes knowing you shall be left standing as those without such power fall. Right?
No.
I mean,
that is indeed what he said.
That is what he's saying. He's like, I'm powerful and you're a loser.
I'm going to move on now and read the next art.
All right.
Panel 3. As they hold his index finger, Spectacular Man stands between a pastor, rabbi, monk, Muslim priest in traditional clothing. Before them, what seems to be hundreds of funeral
between a
caskets.
pastor, priest. Okay, so like,
So
is that one guy? Is that one pastor, priest, rabbi, monk, Muslim, or is that 5 different people?
Oh, 5 different people.
5 different people. Okay, yeah, I would clarify that a little bit.
I would also say if you're going for representation, you don't technically would need a pastor and a priest, because most people consider Catholics and Protestants to be all Christian.
Except
so really,
for those people who consider Catholics to be evil.
Nope.
And
well, if you are trying to market to those people, but I'm just saying most people, you could do like a Hindu sheik
Well, John,
If
they
you,
said
you know.
everybody from Philly
Anyway.
is filled with brotherly love, and you hate
There you go.
Philadelphia.
There you go.
At these times, words are lost, for louder is the motion of support. And
Panel
they all came
4.
together and sang
Spectacular Man
Kumbaya.
tosses roses onto a casket before it's buried.
Of some
along
random
with
guy?
some citizens.
All right.
While we live, you wander in a field of roses, and as we pass away, roses are tossed, and as we share the same faith to no longer be on the field.
Page 8. Panel 1. An asteroid heads towards the Earth.
Of course it does, as they do.
Panel 2. In the middle of the city streets, as he looks towards the sky, many people run away for their lives. I love how we know exactly who he is.
Yeah.
When it seems all is lost, and fear consumes the masses.
Panel 3. Spectacular Man in flight passes by a jet way up in the clouds.
That's when the image of a superhero must shine brightest.
Panel 4. Spectacular Man flies right toward the asteroid at amazing speed.
With a smile that won't ever falter.
Panel 5. Children of all ages look above the sky with a smile at the sunrise.
True superheroes live for the moment to answer the call to ensure tomorrow arrives before the warmth of the shining sun.
Okay, I really like the mood that you captured here on the ending. When it comes to constructives, I don't understand quite where the meteor is. Like, people are running, and then Spectacular Man is just like, check it out, life is awesome, and people go, yes, life is awesome. You did a great life is awesome moment, and I like that. Like, as I say, your writing is improving. So we got Spectacular Man, he's making friends with suicidal people, and Oni Devil Mask Dude, and punching walruses from the inside out, and anything else, it just being generally awesome, I think. And Sick Girl, or is that issue? Well, that's issue 1.
I thought issue 1 he got swallowed by the universe.
Yeah, well, now he's the walking universe.
When he went to go visit a farmhouse full of dead people.
Right, man.
There you go.
After playing basketball and kicking someone in the crotch.
You gotta leave Spectacular, man.
Yeah. All right, John, what do you think?
Well, it was a lot of fun. It had some interesting stuff going on. Definitely, there was some drama and some high stakes, I guess, and some fun superhero actiony stuff.
Yes, the drama was dramatic. There's like 4 major dramatic moments in 8 pages, which is certainly ambitious. And for the most part, you pull it off.
Thank you. The Canadians.
I think that's everybody. Okay, so in terms of constructive, the writing's getting better. You still need a little more. Like, some of these sentences don't exactly make sense. A lot of times you have a real tendency to echo words. Like, you'll use a word like 2 or 3 times, twice in the art direction and then once more in the dialogue, that kind of stuff. But again, you're getting better, so cool. But more time and more editing. We gave you, I think, some pretty good notes on issue 1. I noticed you're like, pshaw, whatever, we're on to issue 2 now.
Well, I didn't want to reread it, man.
Okay.
I edited, I did use the writer's aid thing,
I
and I was
appreciate that. But the issue 1 also had some structural issues in terms of, like, it didn't have a beginning, a middle, and an end. It had like a whole bunch of beginnings. I think that was Danny's note on the thing. But
this also has a whole bunch of beginnings, or sorry, a whole bunch of middles.
Yeah, this does have a fair number of middles.
And Molby, if you're trying to do this as like a series of 8-page ash cans, which is fine, This does not.
I'm gonna run grab
this
some
is
water.
not an independent ash can that tells a story in 8 pages. This is a series of 2-page stories that ignore the flips, so that it's unpublishable like that. That only has the middle of a story. This is the second 8 pages of a full-length issue, not an 8-page short book.
Well, I mean, you know, I wrote it.
If this is someone's first book, they're like, "Who the fuck is Spectacular Man, and why is he doing all this awesome shit? Also, what are his superpowers?" And you never say.
He fingers things with sparkles.
He fingers things with sparkles, but in the first one, he just gets attacked by meteors and gods. And then doesn't do anything. He saves like a child or something, like whatever. So this is clearly a continuation from what you've done before, and not, as you indicated, a separate, wholly complete short story.
Oh no, well, it's a continuation. You know, like you said, you know, issue 1, issue 2. I'm doing, you know, 8 page. You know,
You're just doing okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. I have a structural note for your writing, which is stop using the word as.
What you mean as?
Stop using the word as when you're writing art direction.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, that, man, it's a curse, man.
Which creates unnecessary confusion. English is generally spoken and written in the order subject, object, subject, verb, object, right? I kick the ball. If every sentence of yours starts with the subject of the sentence and then explains what the verb is and then explains what the object of that verb is, and you do that very consistently, you will vastly improve the quality of your writing and also my mental state. I'm having to read this stuff out loud.
What happened to the Danny that believes in me?
Yeah, I believe you can follow this instruction and improve your writing.
Oh, no, I got you, man. Well, you know, it's a curse,
Subject,
man.
Verb,
I always
object.
write as though I'm looking at.
Stop doing it. You've read a book before, right? You've spoken a sentence in English before. I'm deeply confident you've done both of these things before.
Oh yeah. It's one of them. But you know, I didn't write what I was reading. You know, it's one of those things where.
I mean, it sounds a lot like you didn't read what you were writing, and that's a solvable problem.
Well, I read it. It's just, I don't know, man. It's probably the writing style.
Verb, object. And never use the word as.
There we go.
Got a point. Yeah.
These are tricks that will help your writing.
Yes. Like I know you're kind of somewhat emulating my style with kind of these bigger sentences with multiple clauses and stuff. I think if you just simplified it down to just simpler sentences and just periods, avoiding not only as but also is,
like you have one piece of art direction, and I drew attention to this, where Spectacular Man spectacularly is doing 3 different things with only 2 arms, as far as I'm aware.
And an index finger.
Looking wide, holding Chinese food, and using chopstick. How?
Well, that scene was sitting and eating.
Yeah, no. One hand with the wide, one hand with the chopsticks, third hand holding the Chinese food. That's how you wrote it. Now, he's a superhero, so someone's going to draw that, and it's insane. Like, stick with crazy stuff like the walrus. That's what you're good at.
But I also got to say, just in terms of the finished product, I mean, is it just going to be one 8-page comic, or are you combining multiple 8-page comics into a larger comic anthology that's really close to like 20-something pages? In which case, why not just write it, one 20-something page comic?
Well, that was the print. The goal is, I would write an 8-page comic. I'd add some art to make it about 12. So 4 more pages, and then I'd sell it in that format. And eventually I'll, glue them together. So when I sell a full 24-page comic, it's really like 3 volumes, 3 issues in one. That way I'm saving money, but at the same time, I can pump these things out quick.
Yes.
It's it's
All right.
8 pages each.
All right. Fair enough. All right, so we got a script.
I have one question. I have
All right.
one question, if I may ask. And I don't need a long answer. This is more of just something to think about. So he does all this stuff with his index finger, and I know I made crack some jokes, but in all seriousness, in your finger is no more than 1 inch wide. We have a regular size airliner falling at terminal velocity, and he catches it with his index finger, and the physics of that just doesn't work.
Well, I mean, his index finger has been shown to kind of levitate.
He does have
It
the
can
power to
levitate objects. Like, is that what he's
like?
doing?
I've seen Spectacular Man levitating stuff with his index finger. I mean, am I off here, Mulby, or?
Oh yeah, well, no, it don't levitate. It's that,
It don't
man.
levitate. Okay.
It's got the power of a universe, man. So yeah, it's just picture Superman, but
okay. So does that mean he makes stuff levitate or not levitate?
Something like that. I guess it just happens. Some things. Well, John, he's right.
It's superhero physics, and don't ask questions. Okay,
fair enough.
That fair enough. Fair enough.
I will actually step up to defend Mulby here. In the opening scene of this second third of issue 1, there was a bit where he used his index finger to levitate people to prevent them from getting hit by cars or whatever.
Yes,
that seems to be his ability.
Yeah, I was paying attention. I'm like, no, he levitates, and then Mulby's like, well, he doesn't really. All right, fine.
Yeah, the fact that Mulby doesn't realize he's levitating.
Yeah, no, he levitates people. That's where I'm
like he stopped the train with his finger.
Right.
And he stopped the airplane with his finger.
Right. So it seems like more like a telekinetic power than like a physical.
Yeah, maybe that. He's using telekinetics through his finger. But
he's got the power of the whole universe.
You know, a magnet, like a magnet, like, you hold something.
Right. But the force that he is pushing against the object needs to be dispersed along the surface area of the object. Otherwise, it will pierce directly through it.
All right. Well, so yes, but that is a frequently abused.
He absorbs it.
That is a frequently abused thing in superhero comic books.
Okay, that's why I said. That's why I was like, okay, it's superhero physics, and it doesn't matter. So
I think there's like one panel where like Superman is holding like a jumbo jet, and he's got like one hand on the nose and like another hand on the body, and I'm like, no, dude. But like, it's for what, like the nose cone of a jumbo is just this little plastic cone because it houses the radar. So yeah, you can't like support any weight on that thing. But whatever. I don't care.
John, man, it's
I think that was
Philadelphia Magic.
At the 70s. That was the 70s Superman, wasn't it? I think there was the 70s one. He actually flew under the plane and he just lifted it up from the bottom of the fuselage.
Yes, because they lost attention.
Which would have been more physically possible.
Yes,
because he was just doing part of it, not stopping the whole thing.
Right.
So anyway, I'm sorry.
All right, Danny.
I'm sorry for interjecting.
Danny, let's talk about. I want to talk about being a winner with Danny Garmy.
Okay. So this is a new concept I'm working on.
Okay.
Also, this script in particular was produced for a writing contest. Unfortunately it's already been submitted because that was due like last week Thursday.
Happens.
So it goes.
Sorry about that.
And so my instructions were: panel 1 has to have page 1 has 1 panel, page 2 has 2 panels, page 3 has 4 panels, page 4 has 8 panels.
And this is by assignment.
Yes. Page 5 has 16 panels.
Whoa.
Okay. And 1 page needs to be silent, although SFX is allowed.
Okie doke. All right. Writing contest stuff. Who's going to narrate?
Mulby's going to narrate.
Mulby.
All right. Give me a minute. Let me, give me 1 second.
John, you're going to be Leon.
Okay.
Give me 1 minute, man.
And then
so
eventually,
I gotta restart the browser. For some
All
reason,
right,
my
then.
audio always acts up.
All right, well, I'll go ahead
If it's a
and
problem,
narrate
then
then.
we'll just have Preston narrate.
There we go.
Oh no, Moldy is left. Okay,
Well,
He probably
he's
has to
back. He's
restart his
back.
browser.
Here we are.
My
Welcome back.
apologies, man. It's just whenever I'm on this thing on the phone, for some reason the audio starts acting up in the browser every 30 minutes or something.
All good. Would you rather not narrate? I figured this would be.
Oh, no, I could do it. I mean,
You make me read all of your stuff and narrate it.
I'll read it. You know, I won't read it with the Canadian spirit, though. You know,
That's
but,
fine. This is a Vegas story.
Yeah, no, I got you. I mean,
so I mean, put on your your Atlantic City vibes, and it'll be close enough.
I'm ready, man. Let's rock. So we're talking about panel one, all right.
All right. Go for it.
Though I will say, if you're trying to get out of the trademark of MGM Grand, it's the MGM that's trademarked, not the Grand.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Okay. Worm's Eye. Two blurry suit wearing security guards throw Leon, mid-30s, Vegas casino, rat, bruised and battered, onto the brightly lit pavement of the Vegas Strip.
Today's not your day, Leon. After all this time, you've got to learn to quit while you're ahead.
Yeah, Leon. You won more often when you left it up to luck. Get out of here.
Leon hunches over a beer alone in a dark corner of a rundown dive, his broken shades falling to cover his bruised eye. Sockets, a cigarette slowly burns in the ashtray beside a teetering pile of empty pint glasses. Oh, okay. Near the edge of the panel, an old man in a cowboy hat that drinks alone, a couple tables away. Vinny, a wary bartender, early 50s male, comes over to bring him a whiskey on the rocks.
This one's on the house, Leo.
Thanks, Vinny. What would I do without you?
You just drink somewhere else, kiddo.
Good point. How did my life go wrong?
Probably when you never learned how not to get greedy. You'd do fine if you just took your wins.
Leon holds his whiskey in one hand, contemplating his sad existence. The old man turns his head slightly to address him, raising a small leather-bound pocketbook.
I just need one break. One break.
You're looking for a way to change your luck, brother?
Yeah, brother. Change my luck. I'd do anything.
All right.
Thanks, man.
You sell your soul to the devil.
I'm glad.
John's reading this very believably, man.
Okay.
I feel like he was hurt in Philadelphia.
There we go. Page 3.
The old man leans against the dark corner wall of a doggy, empty.
Oh shit! He is selling his soul to the devil. I was just making that up.
A doggy, empty warehouse, watching as Leon reads an incantation from a small pocketbook he holds in his left hand and throws holy water from a flask with his right. Leon stands in the middle of the space, emulated by the neon lights spilling.
It's going to be illuminated.
Illuminated by the neon lights spilling in from a broken window in the middle of a pentagram painted on the floor with the blood of a freshly killed chicken whose body lies just on the edge of the light. Lit candles sit at each point of the pentagon.
Penny, I feel like I may have inspired some of this.
Danny, man, it's
Hail,
Canadians aren't demonic.
spirits of
Sure,
fire,
yes,
air,
great,
and water. I command thee to call upon the lords of hell. Speak to the western prince Beelzebub. Appease the burning king, and come before me.
Panel 2, low angle. Leon completes his incantation.
With this water I sign the cross, and summon you to appear before me.
Panel 3, wide the summoning circle fills with smoke. The old man in the corner smiles.
Mephistopheles!
Panel 4, the smoke begins to clear, revealing EM, 16, female, in a neck-length hair, 2 small horns in her forehead, wearing a private school student's short sleeve button-up dress shirt.
I feel like I inspired part of this.
I feel like if Callus and Demonatrix had a baby.
I was in part inspired by conversations with both of you.
There you go.
All right, hey,
This is the first story in this project.
Yeah, sounds good. All right.
A very short red tie, a short-hemmed red and black, tartan pleat skirt, and sucking a lollipop through rich red lipsticks, and she's taking a selfie in a cute pose.
Phone click. Mephistopheles indeed.
No, what is that? Page 4, panel 1. M is unimpressed with Leon in this situation.
You ruined my shot. What do you want?
A bit more Valley Girl, Preston.
You ruined my shot. What do you want?
Great Mephistopheles, Lord, no, Lady of
Just call me M.
Great M. I want to sell my soul.
M puts her left index finger up to the swoosh Leon while loading up an app on her iPhone with her right hand. I felt the force of the index fingers in the scripts tonight.
There you go. Of course you do. Let me load up the contract app.
Contract app?
M looks up from her phone, ready to take notes.
Make it quick. My BFF, she's letting her boyfriend get to third base tonight. I want the details.
I want to be a winner. Like every time I go to the tables, I lose. I need a break.
M interrogates Leon.
We can do that. Did you abjure the scriptures and the Savior Christ?
Sure.
Do you abjure all goodliness,
Incur
eternal death, and forsake the eternal joys of heaven? Yes. Oh, I think that's someone else.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay. And do you irrevocably surrender up to hell your soul after a period of 4 and 20 years?
Yes.
Close up of Leon's face, racked with nerves about what he's about to do.
If you agree to the terms, put your thumb in the scanner.
Panel 6, series of panels, insert on 5. Close M hand holding out the phone. We only need to see the bottom half of the device. The screen shows the bottom of a contract with the signature line empty. Panel 7, closer, Leon's thumb hovers beside the fingerprint reader. We see the empty signature field. Panel 8, Leon, his thumb on the fingerprint reader. The signature field shows his signature and thumbprint.
Yes.
And that sounds like a stew line, man. That's it.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
that's not it.
Hold on. Scroll. I got a text. Oh wow. This
Page
is a
5.
massive page. Enjoy.
Page 5, sequence 1, panel 1, exterior, what is it, Mojave
Mojave.
Casino.
Yeah.
Night. Leon gathers his confidence to enter the casino. Panel 2, interior, Mojave Casino night. Close, Leon trades a ratty $10 bill for 2 red $5 chips. Panel 3, Leon at the blackjack table, peeking at the face-down card nervously. His only stake is his 2 chips. Panel 4, Leon at the same blackjack table, pumping his fist victoriously in front of a small pile of winnings. Panel sequence 2, panel 5, exterior Caesar's Palace night. Leon, now wearing new clean clothes, enters the casino confidently. Panel 6, Caesar's Palace night. Leon exchanged 5 $20 bills for a small bucket slot machine tokens at the counter. Panel 7, close, the third wheel in a slot machine lands on the third. Panel 8, Leon does a little happy dance. No sound effects of slot machine ring. Okay, sequence 3, panel 9, exterior, what is that? Neapolitan?
Neapolitan.
Neapolitan
Something from Naples.
night. Leon wearing a white, shiny leisure suit, a Hawaiian shirt, and a gold chain enters the Neapolitan casino. Panel 10, interior, Neapolitan night. Leon exchanged a wrapped stack of clean 20s at the counter for 10 black chips. Panel 11, at the roulette table, Leon pushes a stack of 10 black chips onto the open market for 12. Panel 12, Leon, ecstatic, beams the brightest smile of his life in front of a rather large pile of black chips as he enthusiastically raises his martini glass, which slushes over. Onlookers cheer him on. Sequence 4, panel 13, exterior, 4 Kings night. Leon enters the casino, head held high, an expensive-looking prostitute on each arm. Panel 14, interior, 4 Kings night. At the counter, Leon exchanges a stack of $100 bills with a mustard currency strap for a tray of 10 purple chips, 50 black chips. Panel 15, at the craps table, Leon holds out a closed hand to one of his prostitutes who blows on the dice on the table. All his chips are being bet. Panel 16, perspective. The second prostitute pulls Leon's head to hers for a French kiss. Seen over the dice, showing a 5 and a 6.
I like it.
And then he gets an STD and dies.
I have a feeling that he's not going to make it for 24 years.
Yeah, I'm having that feeling too.
24 years is way too much time.
Page 6, panel 1, extinguisher, MGM.
Extinguisher.
MGM.
Exterior.
Dexter, yeah, MGN Bland. Leon pauses outside the entrance to the MGN Bland, lit cigarettes in his right hand. A group of drunk businessmen stumble out.
Should I?
Leon puts out the cigarette with his toe, still entranced by the entrance. A what is
By the entrance, still
Cadre.
entranced by the entrance.
Entrance. A
cadre.
cadre of tech bros shuffle in. Panel 3, he walks in. Panel 4, interior MG Bland. Leon sighs, relieved, no problems.
Phew. Okay.
Panel 5, Leon a little nervously sits down at the empty middle seat at a blackjack table holding a small stack of cash. The player to his left looks at him. Other 4 players ignore him.
Hey, can I buy in on the next hand?
Page 7, panel 1, interior MG Bland. Having bet a quarter of his chips on his hand, Leon stares over, steep fingers at the dealer, face down cards. The player on his right is impatient with him.
Come on, man.
Panel 2, Leon taps the table in front of his hand, 2 5s.
Hit.
The dealer deals Leon an ace.
21.
Leon's. Oops, sorry.
We lost Molby.
Panel 4. Panel 4, Leon sits behind the larger stack of chips.
23, dealer bus.
Panel 5, over Leon's shoulder and his enormous stack of chips, the 2 security guards.
Hold up.
From page. Yeah, I gotta refresh my browser.
All right. Danny.
Yo.
What was the dealer's up card?
I didn't write that down.
That's one of those important things.
That was supposed to be like the pile of chips indicating time.
What panel was that?
Okay, sure, but I'm just saying, like, Leon is hitting on a 10. What's his dealer up card?
That's a good
you can't play blackjack if you don't know what the dealer up card.
I don't gamble. So look, that's a good note.
You're talking about a guy who has been asked politely to not gamble at blackjack in certain casinos. So I'm just saying.
I did a bunch of research, and I am not an expert at this. So thank you.
All right. Well,
Preston, stop gambling, and you're bringing them back. You're about to give them a relapse.
Particularly if you have a 10, and you're amazingly lucky. I think the correct move here would be to double down as opposed to hit. But that's just me. Anyway, just a little technical blackjack now. Okay,
thank you. That's very helpful, actually.
Yeah.
Panel 5, over Leon's shoulder and his enormous stack of chips. The 2 security guards from page 1 are surprised to see Leon.
Over there is that Leon. I thought he went bust.
Looks like his luck finally turned. Too bad we got to ruin his day.
Uh-oh.
Panel 6, Leon kicks, screams, and struggles against 2 security guards who pull him away from the table by lifting him up by the armpits to no avail.
Leon, we'd like to invite you to exit the premises.
No, I'm finally winning. See? What are you doing? It's fair and square. It's fair and square.
Panel 8, exterior MG Bland. The security guards throw Leon out, but at least he isn't beaten up this time.
I don't know how you did it, but 20 hands in a row, that's one hell of a streak.
No, no, no!
You worked as good, Leon. Too good. You have to send your face out on the wire.
Panel 2, on his knees, Leon begs the security guard for mercy. He can't see that they're already turned around and are halfway inside.
Poor kid doesn't know when he's had enough.
Please, no! It was fair and square! I'm a winner, damn it! A winner!
Panel 3, Leon, still on his knees, pounds the pavement in frustration. Passers-by give him a wide berth. He's alone in the crowd.
It was her, M. She did this to me. I'm gonna find you, M. And when I do, you'll wish you had never been born.
All right. Joke's on him. She wasn't born. Haha. Well, you know, I liked it. It felt like the Twilight Zone, like that episode
Yes.
where the
Yes.
guy wishes he had more time to read, but then his glasses break. So, you know, yeah, it definitely had it had one of those great Rod Serling touches of irony to it. Always whenever we're dealing with fate and saying I want this thing, fate has a tendency to thwart our desires and leave us frustrated, as happened to poor Leon, who is still not a winner. All right,
That
John.
was 8 pages, wasn't it? How many
That was
pages
8
was that?
pages.
That was 8 pages, Bobby.
That
was 8 pages.
That's how
That's
you do
what
an
an
8-page
pages
comic.
like, Colby.
What? What? Hey, I mean, well, different styles, man. That's
Look,
It,
my main question here is to Danny. Danny, how do you feel like co-publishing with Molby 8 pages of a winner and 8 pages of Spectacular Man to make one 16-page comic?
I mean, I have my own horror anthology series already.
oh, that's right. You've got that the coffee
House of
house
Doom.
thing.
Yeah. So you know, this might end up in there. I
Okay.
like him as a character a lot.
Wait.
Which did come out of conversation with
Okay.
you and John Preston.
Yeah.
Mephistopheles as a high school girl who just wants to study things
There you go.
or have a normal life, and people keep summoning her to sell her their souls.
Yeah.
And is deeply irate about the whole situation. I think
Yeah.
it's very funny.
Yeah, that's good.
Plus, I get to, you know, read Marlowe again. I get to read Goethe. It's fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was trying to put together a super deal. Okay, let's go. Oh,
I
wait.
mean, if Molby's interested, we can talk about it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, there we
well,
go.
to
He's
me,
interested.
man, it was well organized. You know what I mean? Especially the devil take. You know, to me, there's one thing. You know, it was well organized, clear. You know what I'm
It
saying?
had one plot, one
You know?
story, one through line from beginning
Dude.
to end.
Yeah, but that's a normal human being. A superhero, you're saving. You know,
Story is a story, my friend. A story
my
is a
brother,
story.
it's a different script, man. You know, a man,
Anyway,
a regular
I think
man.
we're here talking
can't
about
cover-
Danny's script, not
We
Spectacular
are,
Man.
Yeah. Well, you know, to me, it was well organized.
I
That's
liked
the sign
it.
of a great script is we have to go back and talk about Spectacular Man.
Man,
Oh,
to me, I love
Danny, I thought it was really cool. I would absolutely love to see this in my next issue of Coffee House of Horror the next time it comes around. Yeah.
awesome.
And of course, you know, demons and schoolgirl outfits. You can't go wrong with me there. So
Yeah, that's definitely, I think, part of the appeal of this. Crits, give me crits.
great. Well, let me go first. The only thing I would say, you know, to me, there's a, you know, the problem you got on this one is, okay, you got the sacrificing of the chicken, you know what I mean, with the demonic summoning, which, you know, that raises the eye, just up the stake of someone reading. And then, in my honest opinion, I'd say with the female M, I would age her up to at a senior age in high school of 18 or potentially 21. That way you could get more reckless with the, she's summoned, she might be drinking something. You could make her more, you could reference more of the modern thought culture going on. And then the other problem I had is that, okay, he's winning. And I know you were using I forget what they call that type of sequence in a film where, you're going through that moment where, a lot of things are happening. I just think you didn't do enough where, okay, he's winning. What is he celebrating? Where's the house party? Where's the celebrations? Because, that whole sequence was more of a, damn, why can't I remember that word? Yeah, montage. There it is. It's a winning montage, but you didn't have him, he wins once, okay, he's happy. The more he won, you should have had separate montages where he's reaping the benefits. Maybe he's at a strip club. There was too many
I think the two
sequences.
prostitutes with him was
Hold
covering
on,
that
hold
at the same time.
hold up. No, because you had too many sequences where it's he gets the chips, he gets the chips, he gets the chips. To me, you're winning. You're gonna start doing crazier things, buying an expensive car. To me, you just need moments where he's winning, then he has to be spending. That way the montage just shows that his ego, when he first won, like you said, he bought some clothes. The bigger win, now he's buying a car, a Rolex, he's at the strip club. He's a degenerate. So the more he wins, the more his ego goes insane. That way the reader's reading and they're like, they can see what happens and they're like, okay, man. They see he's rising. He bought a car, he had a house party. And when he loses that final thing, now the reader's gonna be, damn, we didn't get to see what he would have been doing with his wins, like he did through the other montage. I just think that's what you gotta do because the constant, he just gets chips, it gets dull on that moment. But if you just show the escalation of how he spends his prize money, now that montage becomes a lot more crazy. You could have more fun with that. That's just my critical on that. Other than that, it's, written solid. To me, grammar, everything. It's just, to me, that montage, you got to get more crazy.
In terms of, I mean, look, I have been a professional gambler. So, my notes are different than probably everybody else's notes. But I thought really that the betting montage was okay. Really, if anything, I want him to go to the Wheel of Fortune, which I don't know if you know what the Wheel of Fortune is.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay. You can look it up, but it's like one of the most boring casino games ever. There's just a big wheel with numbers on it, and you just bet on the wheel. And it's like roulette, but baby roulette. And you just have to pick a number. There's no like red or black or anything. It's just this. It's a dumb game. And the house edge is like 6%, which is pretty bad generally. So like if he goes up and he starts winning on Wheel of Fortune, and that's when they throw him out, like we knew something was up and you went on the Wheel of Fortune. Nobody ever wins because like 6% house edge is horrible. But that would just be like a funny hit. Now, in terms of the contract where he sells his soul, that seemed a little out of the blue. It was cool. It was a little out of the blue. Like when Spectacular Man got eaten by the walrus. Like, oh, I didn't expect that. I think maybe, and this might tie into the prostitutes later. What if he's at a strip club or something, like broke or down on his luck? What if he shows up at a strip club and instead of whatever, it's like the
instead of the
cashier,
bar.
Yeah,
he goes
like,
to the bar, remember, and he's drinking, and then the old man in the bar comes up to him and approaches him.
Right. I mean, I feel like if you put him in a strip club instead of because strip clubs have bars, if you put him there, then like summoning M is even more intuitive to a strip club and kind of already there. And like, I feel like that would work better, I guess is my note.
That actually, what's funny is you're mentioning that, and Mulby mentioned like degenerate partying, and both those were the original versions of the script.
Okay.
Like I had this huge long description of the saddest titty bar.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that was how he upscaled, and then I realized that was just a ton of work and not as obvious as just putting him in blinkier clothes.
Okay.
And also I ran out of space and it just didn't work at 8 pages.
All right.
So I just had to cut some of that, unfortunately. The
Well,
16 handle page was a hot mess to write.
Whenever you add boobs, you increase sellability.
Even if they're purposely unattractive boobs?
I mean, is there really such a thing? All right.
I mean, maybe not, but like, you know, just the saddest, wrinkliest boobs.
Yeah. According to Chris Rock, 40-year-old titties are your man's titties. 20-year-old titties are community titties.
Exactly.
Pardon me, I'm gonna say I forgot one thing, dude. That whole idea of getting his fingerprint to sign the signature, that was genius. That was the way to update the demonic contract. But I think to add on with what Preston's saying is, if he's at the strip club and it happens, and to me, if you up her age, you could have her come out of the strip club because it's a rated mature book. And visually, you want stimulation, sex, women, generously.
Who said this was a rated mature book? There's no boobs, like no naked people in this.
Yeah, we didn't say that. Yeah, we didn't say
that. But
you
sacrifice the chicken, man.
There was implied chicken violence. There was implied chicken violence.
Yeah, that's blood, man.
So is every time you go to KFC. Come on.
Nah,
Danny.
blood,
So
man.
the only thing I have one comment I wanted to make, and that was honestly the very last line didn't quite land. Like I was expecting some kind of a catch on the ending, but it was the very last line. I don't know. I would have to see it again, but it just I don't know. I felt like that line his final line should be stronger or could be stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what it should be, but I feel like that it could be stronger.
I went back and forth on that, and I realized after I finished writing this that I was probably going to use it somewhere else, and I was like, okay, fine, let's just have him like decide to hunt her down and kill her or whatever.
But like
right?
he knows she's a demon. He knows he can't hunt her down and kill her.
Demon? Yeah, how can he?
Well,
do that?
He's very motivated. He's got 24 more years of sadness.
Well, I would say this. All right, I would give some foreshadowing in terms of like the only ability he has to kill a demon is whatever ability she has given him to manipulate luck, right? So it might be, and that becomes an interesting story of can you use a demon's gift to kill the demon? Can he use his luck powers somehow to arrange for her demise? And it would be
like Final Destination on it.
Yeah. All right. Like, and like you could give him some ending line about want to bet or making a wager or, wagering on her future or her death that is kind of leaning into the idea that perhaps he can use his contracted 4 luck powers to bring a demise to M. Maybe.
That's really, really strong.
It's not a bad idea. And to me, it would allow you to get more creative because now you would have to write on a perspective of, the only way he'll survive is if there's absolutely a chance.
Yeah.
So that's pretty badass. It's not bad at all. Though to me, you kill the chicken, there was blood, man. We need sex now. We need breasts, bras. You don't gotta be nude, but you got bras and go-go club.
Don't go off on me about this damn chicken.
All right,
hey, sir.
Dude,
but
Moby, just remember, it's a Danny script, not a John Lamont script.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way,
there was blood.
Was in nobody's vagina.
Yeah. Moby.
No, you don't need nudity, man. Go-go bars, man. You gotta remember the escalation. Go-go bar, strip club,
Moby, I saw your note in chat. If you have to go for a Kickstarter video, I understand.
No word. I gotta go, man. It's been enough. And
all right, cool.
One more thing to Danny, man. You killed the chicken, and Peter doesn't approve, man.
Because we're about to go over.
Says the guy who got the tusks of a walrus knocked out.
Hey, man, John. all the people from Philadelphia, he hates Philly.
It's 14 to 23, Preston.
All right, 14 to 20. You sure, Moby, you don't want to stay for John's script?
No, I'll stay where.
Okay,
I
all
got
right, here we go. There we are.
All right. So a little. I know it's been a few weeks. So basically, this is a rewrite of the end of issue 3.
Mhm.
So basically, what's happened up until here is that Jaconde and Hansu got separated from Amos and Aaron. They are basically Hansu and Jaconde are in Coach 5. Amos and Aaron are in Coach 7. There's zombies in Coach 6 between them. The train is racing at uncontrollable speeds, and if it continues going any faster, the whole train is likely to derail. So Hansu and Jaconde decide that they have no choice but to retake the engine, and because if they don't retake the engine and slow the train, everybody's going to die anyway. So that is where we pick up. Danny, are you okay to read?
By which you mean narrate?
Narrate? Yes.
Yes, I'm okay to narrate.
All right. Moby, you can start out doing Hansu, and Preston, you can do.
I gotta refresh my browser again. My bad.
Okay.
All right. So basically, I think for the first couple pages, Hansu and Jaconde are the only named characters. So Preston, you and Mulby can do them, and if there's any extras, I'll just do them as they come and go.
Okay.
All right.
14, Panel 1. Interior, passenger coach number 5. Day. Farmers, tanners, a few conscripts, and the preacher hold Lee Enfield rifles standing in a row. Behind them stand Hansu and Jaconde.
Hell, right they do.
You're Hansu. Mulby.
All right, men, we fire a volley and charge and leave no dead man standing.
Panel 2, inside over panel 1, the rifles fire in smoke and flash. Bang, bang. Panel 3, interior passenger coach number 4. Bullet, shatter glass, and splinter the wood panels, hitting the zombie as they stand in a gaze. Panel 4, interior train engine. The zombie fireman stands with a shovel full of coal. The furnace door sits open, burning coals inside. It looks up, hearing the shots. On the console, the temperature gauge sits in max red.
Uh-oh.
Panel 5, the zombie fireman stands up straight. The shovel of coal now sits on the ground at his feet. It's black arched.
It's back.
It's back.
It's back arched. It lets out a roar. Roar! Panel 6, interior passenger coach number 4. The zombie are now awake. Charge towards the back of the coach at Hansu and his men who enter.
Damn right they do.
Panel 15, page 15, passenger coach 4. Panel 1, splash page. Total chaos.
Total chaos.
Zombie and passengers fight. Blood splatters. The zombie shoves a butcher against a bench. The farmer pushes the zombie back with a Lee Enfield rifle like a press bench, his teeth gnashing centimeters from his face. Another zombie stands behind the preacher, forces him to his knees, pulls his head back, and bites into his neck. That is okay. That is doable. Blood pours down his chest. Hansu grabs the zombie by the neck with his left hand, holding his arm out, keeping it at length. It claws at his face. Hansu holds his pistol in his right hand, barrel pressed against the zombie's forehead. Shoots. Blood splatters. Blam! Jaconde lays on the ground as 2 zombies crouch over him, slashing at his skin. He fights back unsuccessfully with a combat knife.
I made an eBay sale. I got excited.
Yay!
Yeah, I have them now.
Yeah, they're nice, right?
It is so cool. It's like every now and then my phone beeps. I'm like, oh, my Garvey printer keeps printing.
It does.
My Garvey money printer goes brr.
Exactly.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
I should learn the zen of eBay sales from you guys
There you go.
at some point.
It's a great way to get rid of back issues, man.
Yeah.
We'll discuss later.
All right.
Panel 1, the farmer stands in shock and fear. Farmer.
The gods
Oh,
have. Okay.
That's okay.
The gods
So-
have forsaken us. Asterisk. All right.
Panel 2, Hansu reloads his pistol, stares at the farmer, frozen in fear. A small cut on his left cheek over from page 15. Blood splatter on his uniform.
Get in the line, soldier.
Panel 3. The farmer turns and runs back towards passenger coach number 5, screaming.
Ah!
Panel 4, close up. Hansu fires his pistol. Blam! Panel 5. The farmer's body hits the back door of the passenger coach. The bullet hitting him on the back of the head. Blood and brain matter splatter from the exit wound in the front of his face across the back door. Page 17. Interior passenger coach number 4. Panel 1. Hansu kicks one of the zombie clawing at Jakande while shooting the other one. A small cut on his cheek. Bloody, 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 blah. Blam.
That's just a reminder for the artist. That's all.
Yeah.
Panel 2. Hansu shoots a zombie laying beside Jakande that he kicked in panel 3. Bloody, 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 blah. Blam.
Almost there, Captain.
Whatever Jakande lays on the
You
ground,
really
he
are
knows
concerned
where
that the
Hansu-
penciler is just gonna.
Hansu crouches
Forget.
down. beside
Yeah,
him.
I have concerns, so that's why
Okay. All right.
I'm yeah. Go on. I'm sorry.
It is now Hansu's line.
Oh, almost there, Captain. Coach is clear. Time to move out.
I think this is as far as I go.
Nonsense. There is barely a flesh wound.
It would seem that trickster gods would let me survive the Germans to be taken in by the dead. Some kind of cosmic joke. We all are. Cough, cough.
Panel 4. View from below. Hansu stands, his expression detached and emotionless. He aims a pistol directly at us. Fires. Bloody, 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 blah. Blam.
Dramatic. I mean, it's
18.
dramatic.
Interior passenger coach number 3. Panel 1. Hansu stands in the empty passenger coach by the door, leading from the train coupler 3-4. His pistol still in hand. A small cut.
Bloody. Keep going.
Yeah.
If it's in
Panel
italics, just
2.
skip it.
I wasn't paying attention to that. I'm sorry. Panel 2. The zombie fireman stands by the door, leading to train coupler 2-3 across the coach from Hansu. The coal shovel is in its hand. Panel 3. Hansu charges forward, pistol aimed, shoots. Zombie fireman charges forward, holds up the coal shovel like a shield to block the bullets coming from hitting his head. Blam, chink, blam, chink. Panel 4. Hansu and the zombie fireman in close quarters. The zombie fireman lunges with the shovel like a spear. Hansu dodges to the side of the shovel blade, just missing him, raises the pistol to the side of the zombie fireman's head. Panel 5. Zombie fireman knocks the pistol from Hansu's grasp, sending it flying across the coach. Panel 6. Zombie fireman picks up Hansu with his left hand by the throat with supernatural strength. Hansu's body is arched backwards as the zombie fireman ready to throw him on the ground, the coal shovel still gripped in its right hand.
So good.
Page 19, panel 1. Hansu crashes into the ground in the center aisle of the coach. Zombie fireman raises the coal shovel ready to remove Hansu's head with the shovel blade. Panel 2. Hansu rolls to the side as the shovel pierces through the wooden floor of the train coach. Splinters fly. Panel 3. Hansu, still laying on his back, kicks the zombie fireman back with both feet. Zombie fireman staggers backwards. Panel 4. Now on his feet, Hansu lunges at the zombie fireman, stabbing it through the throat. The zombie fireman vomits blood. Panel 5. Hansu thrusts the combat knife to the side, severing the zombie fireman's head. The head falls back off its shoulder. A squirt of blood ejects from the neck. The shadow exits zombie fireman's nose and mouth as the head falls. Panel 6. Hansu stands. His face and uniform splattering with blood faces the shadow as it hovers in shapeless cloud before him.
Is that the best you got? I'm not afraid of you. Have at me.
He ain't afraid of supernatural ghosts and shit.
I think you got bold some of them words when you got the thing. You know, I forget that sign for some reason.
Page 20. Exterior rear platform. Nikki talks about the unpredictability.
Oh, that was a side note. That has to get cut. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking this is not a panel.
So originally, when I was planning out these
Yeah.
pages, I said
Yeah.
this is going to happen on this page, and I
Sure,
forgot to cut that. So anyway,
yeah.
that'll get cut.
All right.
That's
Panel
basically the summary of
1.
this page.
Yeah.
Nikki and Aaron stand across from each other.
When I came of age, I noticed I had the ability to sense things, people, animals, their energy, their life force. But to what end this would have, the gods have not seen fit to show me.
If it uses grease or electricity, I can usually figure it out. But you're talking about things.
The power of magic is fading from the world, whether by the lack of faith from others or is the cause of it. I cannot say.
And you're
Panel 2. Nikki holds up the skull. Aaron looks at it quizzically.
I can sense it growing stronger. I am attempting to channel my will through it, but I am not strong enough.
maybe I can help.
Maybe.
Panel 3. Nikki and Aaron lean back against the railing. The train racing along the tracks, their hair and skirts flying in the wind. Nikki holds the skull up with one hand. Aaron places her hand under Nikki's hand, supporting her.
Hi, Jelani? Maybe you can help your sister and I out. We're kind of in a situation.
Panel 4. Similar pose as panel 3, but Aaron looks up at Nikki, arches her eyebrow to her.
Anything?
Silence. Sometimes he speaks, but not now.
Panel 5. Aaron stands at the doorway leading to the observation coach, holds the door open. Nikki remains leaning against the railing, holding the skull in her hands.
I'll confer with the colonel. Let me know if he decides to say something.
Page 21. Panel 1. Interior baggage coach. The baggage coach is in a standard boxcar with crates stacked up on either side, a narrow walkway down the middle. The door to train coupler 1-2 is in the background. Hanso stands by with an open wooden crate, reloads his Lee Enfield rifle. Panel 2. Tighter on Hanso, he reloads his pistol, the Lee Enfield rifle slung over his shoulders. Panel 3. Same as 2. Hanso, rifle still on the shoulder, pistol in his holster, wraps dynamite with a detonation cord. Panel 4. Hansu places a spool of the detonation cord into a satchel. Panel 5. Exterior train couplers 1-2. Hansu with the Lee Enfield rifle and the satchel holding the spool of the detonation cord over his shoulder climbs onto the coal box. The detonation cord hangs out of the satchel and feeds back into the baggage coach. Page 22. Exterior rear platform. Panel 1, splash page is not a splash page with multiple panels. You keep doing that.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Nikki stands on the steps of the rear platform, hanging off the side of the train. She grips a railing to keep from falling off. Her hair and skirt fly in the wind. Nikki had her hand up on her forehead to block the sun as she stares down the side of the train. First perspective on the side of the train, down to the engine. On the coal box, we can see a man climbing around it. Panel 2, zoom inset. This zoomed in inset panel allows us to clearly see this Hansu climbing around the side of the train. I am rescinding my previous note. This is an acceptable use of 2 panels in the splash page. Nevertheless, stop calling it a splash page, but it's only got 1 panel. The satchel over his shoulder, the detonation cord coming out along the side of the train.
I mean, I might call it a splash page. Okay.
I would call this a splash page, but
right.
It's iffy.
Oh.
Page 23, panel 1, interior observation coach. Aaron and Amos stand facing each other in heated discussion.
She talks to it and it talks back. She's clearly mad.
No doubt.
Then it leaves us back where we started with a malevolent spirit and a mad woman.
Panel 2, interior train engine. Hansu shovels coal into the furnace. Panel 3, interior observation coach. Nikki enters the coach, interrupting Amos and Aaron. They turn to look at her.
The majority have retaken the engine.
The major.
That too.
Finally, some good news.
Wait. I feel like major should be capitalized.
Okay.
It won't matter in the lettering, but yes, it should.
Yeah.
Panel 4, interior train engine. Hanso drops the dynamite plunger. To be continued. ...
I mean, All right. I mean, we got some action. I feel like it's better than it once was. So, the
I agree. I
action.
feel like this works better than the previous pages.
Yeah. So it's cool. We got some zombie stuff. Hansu is talking a little bit of shit, and good for him.
A little bit of shit.
A little bit. He's like, your shadow ain't shit to me, pal. Which
That is the most smack talk there is in this series so far.
That is, yeah, that's something. And he's kind of earned now. When we get to constructives, I'm gonna say I want a little bit more drama when Hansu offs his friend, but still that was a cool dramatic scene. We're showing us a little bit more of the they milk it for a lot, and like Walking Dead and stuff. Like, oh, we were pals, but you got bit. Sorry, bro. Blam. It's an old Yeller moment, and so you gave us an old Yeller moment and a lot of action and some magic summoning discussion and a dynamite plunger. So all in all, I feel like it worked okay. What do you think, Danny?
I do think it worked okay. The introductory splash page to this sequence, although very ambitious considering your illustrator, is a very good direction. The action is really well sort of staged and moves through the spaces that you have really well. And
you mean okay? When you say the early splash page, you mean the total chaos page?
Yeah,
where like all that crap is going on all at once. Okay.
Yeah, like I would be much more excited about that if I hadn't already seen the quality of your art. And I really hope.
Wait, you don't think he can do that?
I am worried about that, but if it can get done any like half as good as you're imagining it, it's going to be really good.
Okay.
Just like if this was like a script without knowing like where like just so everyone else knows, I've been like lettering issue 2, so I've been like getting really close up to the art, and there's been a few moments where I've been like, so it's just like, yeah, just being able to like you're imagining like the cover from Doom, right? Or like Duke Nukem. And that's going to be so awesome. And I really hope it can get pulled off. But it's good. And then you move through the spaces really well. You've got some drama on both sides of the train, which is really cool. There's, you take a little bit of a cigarette break to talk about some magic and have some white girl touch a skull. So that's cool. And yeah, I'm saving everything else for constructives.
All right, Mulby, what do you think?
Well, man, I would say, as the guy who made the playlist for John, called Horror Action on YouTube, to see him utilize them videos I sent him for the action, I just want to say I'm proud of you, John. I'm proud of you, man. It was a lot of action, a lot of blood, and a lot of panic. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's what you need. It's a moment of horror, fear. The men step up with their guns. Anybody reading it will be it's nobody crying. Cowards. That's what it's supposed to be, man. A lot of action.
Well, the farmer did have a panic attack and try to run away.
Yeah, I mean, you got one of those. But you see, man, I trained John. I rebuilt him. You know what I mean?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but thank you very much for your contributions to the quality improvement of my art and my writing.
John put my name in the credits, but it's very written, very micro size, so I'm like an Easter egg in the book. You gotta read the credits. But solid, man. A lot of action, And to me, the great thing you did is you didn't do a lot of. During moments of action, you don't need that many words. So to me, you just had them shooting, quick replies. It was solid. I'm proud of you, John. Look at me, my dear boy.
All right, constructives. Danny, you has a few. Go ahead.
Yes, there is not enough dialogue in the running and gunning scene. And I know I'm sort of stealing a bit of Preston's thunder here. Preston mentioned The Walking Dead, sorry to kill your friend stuff. I'd love to see a bit of that. Even if it's just Hansu like muttering to himself, like, oh, freaking zombies are everywhere. Like, I'm sick and tired of killing my own people. What's up with this shadow? Like, whatever is going on. Like, I need to do this now because there's 10 people left alive I'm still trying to save. Whatever. It's a way to remind us of the stakes.
He's actually not trying to save anyone but himself.
Then, I need to do this so I can get the hell out of here. Whatever it is. Like, remind us what his mission is, because right now
Reader
the reader is going to be paging through, like flipping through this fairly quickly with no dialogue to slow them down. And even if it's just like, I can finally get out of here once I get to the front. And so you know which direction he's going in the train. Like, even that relative stuff would really help sort of make the train feel like a more substantial space in which our characters are moving. And also, slowing the reader down a little bit. Because you're going to have all this cool action stuff and it should look good. So we want excuses to sort of slow down there. That's really the thing. Like, you've got a couple pages with no copy in a row.
I just wanted a little bit more drama there whenever we're killing our pal.
I gotta refresh my browser again.
I understand. All right. I mean, yeah, but I didn't have a ton of constructives.
I get to say
yeah, go ahead.
Well, to me, I mean, it was well written. The only thing I would say to add on what Preston said, I think when you had him kill his friend, maybe you could have done the old, maybe he's holding his hand, and the enemies are coming, so he's got to shoot him. And maybe something happens where he kills him. He's about to kill him, and they get to him first, and he runs after them only to find his body dead. That way, you kind of add that moment of despair that he didn't get the chance to put his friend relieve the pain of his friend. That you could still keep the action, because if they grab him before he can put him to put an end to his friend's pain, you got to have him run towards him. Then like Danny's saying, you could add a little dialogue like, no, like he's chasing, I'm coming, that type of quick dialogue, I'm coming, he's trying to save and stuff like that. And then he gets to the action, you show him screaming or something, his name, or, maybe he stands near the body after he saves him. That way you're still in a moment of action, but you have what we call, what they call it. It's like a sad moment of action. He's killing people still, but he's right beside his friend's lifeless body. That way you humanize him even during the point of action and danger and all that stuff.
I'm actually trying to dehumanize him.
Well, what?
You don't want Hanzo to be a good person? No. Okay. Well, there we go.
I'm slowly trying to reveal the fact that he is not a good person.
Okay.
Then with that, you would have to have him execute him quick. Then.
Yeah. Then
while you were talking, Mulby, I was thinking I should just have him say, "I don't have time for this." Shoot him in the head and keep moving.
Correct. Yes. That would be a more demonstrable scene.
Yeah. Maybe shoot him in the head, then kick his head away or something.
Yeah.
This isn't a novel. We're not privy to the interior workings of our character.
And I may interrupt you, Danny. I would say
it's a slow reveal. I don't want it all revealed in. Again, that's why. So I do a few things that, to try to reveal this. There's actually an issue 2. he's running away from the zombies and he throws somebody in the path between him and a zombie chasing him. In these pages, he shoots a guy in the back for deserting. I'm trying to slowly reveal that he's not a very good person and that he is really trying to just save his own skin.
So,
But he's also a British officer. He can't come out and say that. So he's trying to act on the DL, but he's also trying to get away and save himself.
I mean, maybe like someone sees him and says something or whatever. Is he only
that's going to be all in issue 4. All is revealed in issue 4.
Okay.
So you know,
right now I'm just dropping hints so that when I drop everything in issue 4, it's kind of like, oh, he is kind of his assholeness is. He's not an asshole out of nowhere. That's really the thing that I don't want to do. I don't want to drop everything in issue 4 and people will be like, oh, he's an asshole? How come I didn't see this throughout the entire book?
I mean, I've seen people are just assholes out of nowhere all the time. People love that shit.
I mean, zombies are about the horrors that are brought to you by the other survivors, right? That's the real horror of zombie movies. Is how the other humans are acting in regards to the limited resources that are now available. So,
and survival and a lot of other things. But it largely is that. But I don't want him to start out as your standard, by the book military guy from issue 1. And I don't want him to flip 180 out of nowhere. I'm trying to do a slow build up. I do think that what the idea that, when Mulby was saying is I think having him, instead of having the conversation, I like Jaconde's lines, so I might keep his and then just have Hansu say, I don't have time for this, shoot him, and then move on. Because I think that'll show really starkly that
I think that's a really good move, honestly.
Well, I mean, you could do another thing. You could do to reference a little bit of Predator, that famous line from Jesse the Body Ventura, because I ain't got time for saving lives. And another thing, man, John, this kind of hurts you, is that if you had pride in Philadelphia, you could have said, inspired by the city of brotherly love, and the time some brothers down there brought me to some African museums. I just wanted to show my love and appreciation for the city of Philadelphia.
He's just going to say that while fighting zombies.
I love it. I love it.
John, I ain't got time for saving.
So I think there's one more script for Chromatic, but I'm thinking of doing that one next week.
Yeah, let's wait and see if Mario can show up next week.
I'm not going to have anything next week, so we might as well do something. So
all right, cool. Well, then we'll save that one for next week.
Still the manliest line. I ain't got time for bleed.
Exactly. Okay. Any other notes on John's script?
For John, man, just reference Philadelphia, man. If you say it's an inspiration from the city of brotherly love, and I'm telling you,
it's
man.
It's an inspiration from Train to Busan.
John, you have some pride in Philadelphia. You stop fighting.
I knew when I brought up Philadelphia, Mulby would be like, yeah.
You have some pride, man. You have some pride in where you're from, John.
I mean, I'm so confused.
I know, it's a shithole. it was a shithole 20 years ago. It's more of a shithole today.
You have some damn pride, John.
All I gotta say is I liked it. But anyway,
I think it's like the seventh murder capital of the U.S. or it's the 7th murder capital of I think it's the 7th of the U.S. It is like a really, really shitty place.
That's because they don't have enough gun control. Anyway.
I know. They need to take some lessons from New York.
They do.
Right, John. You need I'm gonna put a review, man. I reviewed it a 4-star because the author did not claim my beloved
See, I knew Moby loved Philadelphia. All right. Well, we're gonna move beyond Philadelphia, and next week we're gonna look at chromatic Beetlejuice algorithm and stuff.
All right.
All right,
And,
sounds good.
All right. Awesome.
All
Thanks
right.
everybody
Good
for
job.
tuning in. See you next week.
Just remember,
Good night,
love
everybody.
where you're from, people.
Everybody.
Don't be like John.
Bye.